Holy crap, guys, I don't know where to begin this video. Wow, we have learned so much from WonderCon, and this video is going to be very, very interesting. I'm going to be doing another Gotham video after this, but this video within itself just deserves its own video because what I'm going to say is very, very revealing. So spoilers, be warned, if you do not want to know anything related to Harley Quinn's sort of reveal what direction they're going with her character in season 3 or just, onwards in season 4, do not watch this video because they gave so much away at WonderCon. So guys, for those of you who are still watching, if you didn't know, WonderCon, they gave away so much information about Gotham, and there's, all this, new videos and stuff of where the cast of show talk about, their characters and teases about the future of season 3. And then the people higher up who work on the show, like Danny Cannon, answered a lot of stuff about where this show could be going, and he was asked things like, things about Scarecrow, but I'll be getting into that on my season 4 video, which is really exciting within itself. But he was also asked about that very interesting question that his colleague John Stevens said about, potentially Harley Quinn coming in episode 22. And this is what he had to say. Now, I know the title of this video probably says like Harley Quinn, Proto-Harley Quinn, revealed in Gotham season 3, because you can't really take this any other way, and I'll explain why I truly believe that this is the case if you still have a problem with this quote. Now, I will leave a link to this video interview in the description below. So when asked about John Stevens commenting on potentially bringing Harley Quinn at the end of the season, he said, "Our job is basically to set Gotham up as a place where Batman is needed one day. So with Jerome, what we did with him was we were like, what if we did a character who took on an anarchic, chaotic sense of chaos," he kind of muffled his words a bit, that the Joker did, that sets the tone of Gotham. And this is where I wrote it on capitals in my sheet. We are doing the same thing with Barbara. As in, like, if we were to take her to the very edge of that character, the sanity of that character, what would emerge afterwards? So we're going to explore that. Now, I'm speechless. I'm kind of literally speechless. Like, if you don't think that he's teasing that Barbara's character is going to explore this Harley Quinn persona, then I'm sorry, from that statement, then I do not know how you read it any differently. Now, one thing people do need to be aware of is that these existing characters, or what they're doing on the show. I mean, a lot of people were saying, how can they turn a pre-existing character into Harley Quinn or the Joker and things like that? The thing is, they can. What they've said over and over again, which people really need to get in their heads, is that they really haven't called Jerome the Joker. Even though it's so obvious that is where they want to explore that character and go to. But what they're doing is teasing and throwing elements of that character to Jerome, and they want to explore the exact same thing with Barbara, presenting all these things without basically calling her Harley Quinn, if that makes sense. And I bet one day they probably might come out and say, even after this statement, oh, she's not Harley Quinn, or like, we're not going to say that, but in our universe, we can do stuff like this. And that is what people need to understand. Because, guys, you can't take this quote any other way. I'll say it again, skipping forward into the quote a little bit. When asked about, Harley Quinn, he responded, "We are doing the same thing with Barbara." Granted, after the interview, he did say, so you're saying Barbara is Harley Quinn? And he was just like, I can't answer that because I'd get in so much trouble. But you just heard what I said, guys. It can't put any more plain as day as that. And honestly, if you're finding this hard to believe, as I said, the video interview is in the description below. And if you just look at all of this WonderCon footage anyway, they have revealed so much that I am going to talk about in another video. But how do I feel about this? How do I feel about Barbara going towards, bringing out the character traits of Harley Quinn? Now, at first, I think I may have said this before on video, I didn't like the idea of Barbara becoming Harley. But I will say that Barbara's character, compared to what she was a while ago, has become a lot more tolerable with her story arc in season 3. And I've seen a lot of people say the same thing as well, that her character is a lot more enjoyable. But honestly, I definitely think she does have the crazy aspect and, the character traits to pull it off. And as he said, the way they would do it is, introducing his character elements, not necessarily call her Harley Quinn straight away. But this is what they kind of planned all along, ever since John Stevens said what he said about introducing Harley Quinn in episode 22. It was like an obscure meaning, really, is what he meant in how Barbara would actually you know, maybe adopt a few character qualities. I mean, think about what he said. He said, you know, what we did with Jerome is we were like, what if we had a character who took on the anarchic, chaotic sense of chaos that the Joker did? So what they're basically trying to say is, what if we, you know, who's Barbara, maybe by the end of this season goes through, you know, the edge of sanity, pushing her right to the edge, what would emerge? We're going to explore that. We are going to do the same thing with Barbara as what we did with Jerome. I mean, I think that is pretty clean cut. What did they do with Jerome, guys? They gave him a load of Joker qualities. What did he just say? We're going to do the same thing with Barbara as what they did with Jerome. They're probably going to give her a few popular Harley Quinn things that we really can't really ignore as to where they're nodding to. Ugh, but I'm speechless, guys. Holy crap. Holy crap. I would love to know what you guys think of this. This definitely deserved its own video. I want this to be all about how do you guys feel about this. Call me wrong if you want to, but I'm calling it now. I can't really see how you can misinterpret this message. It doesn't seem like they're going to bring a new character on, especially from what Danny Cannon said. And yeah, I truly believe instead of bringing a new character on, and instead of her calling Harley Quinn straight away, people need to understand that this show is about developing over time, as he said. That sets, you know, the tone of Gotham up as a place where Batman needs to be one day. And this is all unfolding, especially with what the Court of Owls will do in the second half of this season. I think it's pretty obvious where they're going and what direction they're heading in. I would love to know your thoughts below. What do you think of, you know, the Gotham showrunners giving all these nods potentially to Barbara at the end of this season? Because I do think it's pretty obvious, as I said, but this isn't confirmed. But take it from what you will in that statement that he said. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, I know some of you may have hated it because of the news. Please leave a like, as it really does show your support for the channel. The next video will be about Season 4 of Gotham and what they have said about that, and that is some very exciting stuff, so stay tuned for that. It will be kind of a double dose of Gotham video today, I believe. But anyway, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.